Hey guys, and welcome to MB Tech. My name is Matthew Bingham, and today we're going to be going over the initial install of getting our cluster set up for Kubernetes. Basically what I'm going to show you here is just how I use the PXE boot server to install my system so that they're all built the same across the board, and then after that the Ansible scripts that I run afterwards. This part right here is going to be the PXE boot, so I'm telling you right now, that's all this is going to be about, and how I have it set up. So first thing we're going to do is go into our Proxmox, which we use for our virtual machines, and we're going to create the load balancer for this one here. So basically, got your node is going to be PVE name. We're going to call this MB3. This is the name of our network load balancer, and then our resource pool is going to be our K3 cluster. And we'll hit next here. OS. This we set do not use any media because we want it to use the net boot. Next is our system. That is fine as a system. Our disk, 32 gigs, fine for that. Cores, let's bump it up to 2 cores. Memory, 2 for a load balance. So that should be fine. We're not going to be using, it's not going to be out to the public, so they can really use that. And then our network here, I do have different VLANs. Yours, you can just leave it probably the standard. And then after that, we hit finish. Here we can see that it's VM116. So here we have our VM116 here ready to go. And what we're going to do here is we're actually going to pop out the console. It's going to fluctuate and flicker, unfortunately. And here we're going to hit start. And it's going to set up this system to use of the PXE boot. All right, here it's doing the PXE boot command line. It's configuring. It's got its MAC address. And it's starting to go to the screen. I just wanted to show you the screen right here. Everything I get into, I call it a rabbit hole because there's so much you can do to change everything around on this. So this is a custom screen or background, you can say, for a PXE boot. I do have more information on that. That'll be on a separate topic, but I just wanted you to see that you can customize your PXE boot. Therefore, when you have your PXE boot, you can, I put my, MB Tech on there. I put the Linux Penguin, and then I put the Rocky Linux on there as well. So what we're going to want to do here is we're going to select the install Rocky Linux 8.5 with Ansible account. And what that does, that allows me to create a user on there and then be able to automatically use the Ansible controller that I have to set up these systems that I have. So we're going to select 3 for this one. And hit enter, and then it's going to go through and it's actually loading up the network boot for this system to be set up for Rocky Linux 8.5. This does take a little bit of time, so I will fast forward this part to the end once the system comes up and back online. This one here is set up for the graphic interface. You can do this as a text as well. I do it both ways. But this is just showing you what it's going through. It's automatically selecting the installation source. Software selection is a minimal install, and then it's kicking it right off into the installation of Rocky Linux on this VM. This is set up for all of the systems, so every single system has the same base, and then from there it gets changed by manually doing it or doing it from the Ansible controller as well. Just to make things consistent so that you have the same types of systems across the board. While that's installing in the background, I just wanted to bring up the diagram again. So basically we have our Ansible controller here. We've already set up our Pi-hole server. Currently the system I'm setting up right now with the PXE boot is the load balancer. And then all these other systems are going to be set up the same way from the PXE. And then we'll make sure that we have all those in line set up in our local DNS, which is going to be in our Pi-hole server. And make sure that we set up the load balancer properly and stuff like that, and then we'll go through the install of the controller, then we'll do the nodes, and then eventually we'll get to the storage nodes as well. So first off, we're going to do the load balancer after we're done with this video. Okay, it's right now generating the init-ram-fs, and it's almost finished doing the PXE boot. So once this is done, it'll reboot, or we'll reboot it, and then we'll be into the system. So we're almost done with this install. Okay, the system has rebooted, and there we go. We are logging in now. And we have a Rocky 8.5 Linux all set up and ready to go. I hope you enjoyed this. This is just the PXE boot, and then once we're done with this, we'll start going in and setting up the load balancer first, and then the controllers, the Kubernetes controllers, and then we'll start adding the workers or the nodes to that Kubernetes cluster. My name is Matthew Bingham. This is MB Tech. Hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you soon.